Yeah, well, thank you for being with us. Look, there's a big issue coming up in Canberra this week. Hopefully, it is this cashless debit card legislation. The government is apparently one vote short of making it permanent in 4 trial sites and moving another 26,000 people in the Northern Territory and Cape York onto the card because, as Pauline Hanson has declared, it's left Indigenous communities better off. Now, this should not be a battle for the Morrison government. It is plain as the nose on your face, sensible policy. Pauline Hanson and her One Nation colleague Malcolm Roberts have offered crucial backing for the legislation. That's to their credit. Pauline Hanson always seems to be on the wavelength of common sense. She joins us from Canberra. Pauline, thank you for your time. It's hard to believe this is still an issue. Why?
Well, the Labor Party and the Greens have made an issue, and a couple of the crossbenchers, because they don't want to see the cashless debit card. Their side, in fact, about human rights, and these people should be entitled to spend the money the way they see fit. But having gone to in Kalgoorlie a Senate inquiry into this, it was clearly evident by not only the council and community leaders, plus also Indigenous people, that they needed some help with this card, having the card in their community. And since I've heard that it has helped their community.
But, I mean, you know Jackie Lambie and Rex Patrick. Why would they be undecided? This is common sense, and you on the ground have said Indigenous people are better off.
They have, and the reports are coming in, Ellen, that there's less domestic violence, there's less child sexual abuse, there's actually the kids are going to school, they're better fed. So people have 80% of the money put on the card, the other 20% they can, spend the way they wish to. But the thing is that it's stopping them from spending on alcohol, drugs and gambling and giving to, other family members that ask them for the money. And under Aboriginal cultural law, if they ask them for the money, they virtually have to hand it over to them. So that's the Aboriginal culture. Yeah,
I just want to repeat that point. I just want to repeat the point you just made. Pauline, very important. This cashless debit card is designed, as Pauline said, to reduce alcohol, drug and gambling abuse. It was established under the Abbott government and it allows people, Pauline made this point, to buy groceries, to pay rent, but it doesn't work at bottle shops or gambling venues, and it can't be used to withdraw cash. So basically a large majority of persons' welfare payment, 80% then goes on the card, 20% goes into the bank account. And you've said, well, Indigenous Australians on the card have told you they were grateful because they no longer have family friends asking them for money.
Correct. That is so correct. And actually the reports, and coming in from police reports, it has indicated that communities are far better off being on the card. Now, it's now on trial period in Bundaberg and Hervey Bay. This is for working people of working age. It doesn't affect people that are on pensions and doesn't affect veterans. It's only people of working age. Now, in Bundaberg and Hervey Bay, it's those people under 35 years of age. They've tested the water in Bundaberg and they've found that actually there's less drugs in the water supply and the sewage than what used to be. So they're not wasting their money. There has to be accountability to the taxpayer, Alan. And this is the problem is Labor and the Greens are saying about this. I believe it's all about socialism. They have a right to this. No, they don't. It's not their right. It's a privilege that they have given to them by the taxpayers of this country. And it's about accountability. If you want to actually go out and spend the money that you want to, I suggest go and get a job. Because I hear from businesses and the farmers and everyone wanting there's work out there if people really want to get it, if they want to get up off their backsides and go and look around the country for that work.
Correct,
it is
Pauline.
there.
Pauline, you're 100%.
I'm sick and tired of these handouts, and I'm sick and tired. And you spoke to your last McLaren about the handouts.
Yes.
We have got such a debt, and you spoke to Chris Kenny. We have got such a debt in this country. We will never get over it if we don't start reining in and making people accountable for the money. They're on the teat of the government, and I'm sick and tired of it. So it is not your right. It is a privilege given to you by the taxpayer as a helping hand, not a way of life.
Brilliant, Pauline Hanson. Wonderful stuff. Talk to you again soon. Have a wonderful Christmas. Good to talk to you. Just repeating what Pauline's talking about. She said she's been on the ground. The rates of domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse had decreased. And so here we are trying to introduce it and someone in the Senate. I mean, the most powerful point she made is that one she just made, because it's taxpayers' money. And what did Pauline say? If you want the right to spend your money freely, go and get yourself a job. I tell you what, how do we ever recover from the mess we're in? And you have to wonder what's going to happen. That's the cashless debit card legislation. Seems to me a rare political example of common sense, but you've heard me say before, common sense ain't common. That's Pauline Hanson. We'll catch up somewhere down the track, I'm sure.